Hi everybody, it's Michael Pierce, my fellow mind intensivites. We're wrapping up today. It's the final session. Larry asked us to write and or offer video of what happened in our travels in the last 2 months. First of all, I want to say thank you all for being part of um, my time that I spent recreating myself. I figured out some things about myself, some of it from Larry's lessons, some of it from listening to other people's inspiration and breakthroughs, and some of it just because it was time for me to uncover these truths about myself and my family history and things I dealt with so that I could decide and either deal with them or just leave them behind as something not worth dealing with that was already dealt with. So to that end, I'm going to share you the post I published yesterday, which shares about my experience here in the Mind Intensive group with Larry and all you cool people I met. Um, I should have queued this up sooner, but it's called Time Heals All Emotional Wounds. I use my favorite Phoenix sign that I found recently, free on one of the, I believe it's Canva. Um, Time heals all emotional wounds. Yes, life is tough until you learn what emotional maturity is. That is why I've been taking Larry Hoffman's summer school Mind Intensive. Since starting this journey, I have added over 400 members to Canada Talks Health posting group. We now have 526 members at last count. My landlord showed up. He is in the process of getting the leaky roof fixed. It's one less thing for me to worry about. I would hate to have to move my family of 7 out of this house in the winter because it was no longer a healthy and wholesome environment for us all to live in. But that's dealt with now. We had one running work van condemned at a repair shop about 6 weeks ago. Found the solution was to purchase a smaller station wagon. In the process, we saved money on insurance and gas. That was a double bonus, and that was worth 2 anchors. The step back from that was I had to fire the old mechanic. He'd been forgetting stuff. I get this, telling me he was forgetting stuff. Um, or maybe jacking up the front of the van and checking it 3 weeks before when I had seen that the tire was wearing funny. Um, I didn't even realize it was unsafe to drive. But I did wreck a good pair of tires in the last 2 months I drove it because I didn't have good advice from the person I trusted as my mechanic. So I interviewed a guy yesterday, and it turns out not only is he fully papered, he is very knowledgeable about all import, particularly front-wheel drive cars. Conrad is knowledgeable, and he's up for a challenge. He will be able to replace the broken reverse gear in Angela's favorite ride. About a year and a half ago, well, just about a year ago, actually, during the Guru Code, we had to invest in another vehicle because we drive like 1,000 kilometers a week each. She has a bright red little 1999 Volkswagen Golf four-door hatchback. It has 1.8 liter motor, 5-speed manual transmission. Last repair guy knew nothing about VWs and, for that matter, anything about front-wheel drive transmissions. He could take a transmission out and put a clutch in, but that was about as far as he could get. He couldn't adjust the shifter assembly. He didn't know how to connect things like the backup lights when there was something that needed to be adjusted or fixed, or maybe he just forgot that too. I'm not 100% sure. I have a question about that, but I realized the other day that they're not working a month after he put the transaxle back in the car. So, on to the positives. Angela, my wife, takes on the best paying local delivery route on her birthday this year. The new company is the Globe and Mail. She's done the Times columnist route for the last 8 years. As her customers have started aging out, it turns out most people under 50 choose not to read the paper, and her income has been steadily shrinking. Um, I may drop the papers off for others to read, but I decided a long time ago not to invest in fear for profit. For me, it all falls into what do you let into your life? I filter my family's drinking water to protect everybody. This is the same reason I decided over 10 years ago to turn off cable TV with the ads. I will not add any more negative programming. I feel the same way about my food. As a retired chef, I use supplements. I understand how broken our food system is. I learned that 80% of all nutrients were created in the last 4 days of vine ripening. When was the last time something you ate came off a vine? Sorry. Every once in a while I feel like a good rant. Um, Now I've let it out, I'm probably good. But on a side note, how do you feel about what I said? I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below this video. Now back to the good stuff. And when July finishes off her old contract and gets 5 days off, and then she starts training for the new position, which will begin on her birthday, September 12th. Her best friend is getting married in the weekend in between. Talk about everything working out. Her new job pays 50% more a month. The new paper route has doubled its circulation in the last 8 years and offers many cool things like job security because the route's grown in the last 8 years instead of shrunk by 20%. More money. She gets Sundays off instead of Mondays off, which sort of works good because you can't do anything on Saturday night because having to get up first thing Sunday to work. So we've been talking since this year in January, when I finished the Guru Code, that she needed to find something before she ran out of money and customers. The number of customers needed to keep it profitable. This still leaves her open for other stuff. She does the bundles for the record and works one afternoon helping in the office with the circulation manager there, Terry. I've been asked to run the speech contest at the local Toastmasters meeting and have been offered help and support of two very experienced veterans. As Larry explains, these are step 3. The environment I was seeking came looking for me. I've had over 300 new members, as I said earlier, in one of my Facebook groups in the last 60 days. I've never had 300 people join anything in the whole time I've been online, so to have 300 people in the last 60 days is absolutely amazing. I said it adds up to 5 people a day. So when Diane says talk to 10, I'm halfway there. I just got to get a hold of all these people. Sometimes I have 10, 12, 13 in a day, and then it's a couple of days break, and then it all starts again. But yeah, I'm following up with them too. Second huge positive, respected leader here, the trainer, Larry, called me a mensch. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate that honor. This mind-intensive group has opened doors that have been locked up tight for years. My oldest daughter started on Immunical. She's decided to take off her baby weight the same way her parents lost a total of 180 pounds. My youngest asked how she can start her own journey to health since she's considering parenting and she wants to get herself healthy before she jumps into the deep end of that pool. Um, she plans to sign up and start ordering her on her next payday. Now that her move to Calgary is to be an au pair to her goddaughter has successfully happened. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's how we gurus dance. This is a big one on the 15th, and this was the step backwards of July. I lost half of my YouTube subscribers. I'm not sure how or why this happened, but I'm sure there's going to be a positive. Maybe they weren't meant to hear me or my message. But thank you, Larry. I have grown and I feel that I am better equipped now than ever to turn my passion for sharing my heart health story to something profitable. So thank you, Larry, and thank you all. It's been awesome. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.